Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with a Legacy Maverick deck tech. Haha, no I'm not. This is Yorion Taxes, and we are playing the Legacy Challenge, which is really cool. A huge thank you to you, Twitch chat, for putting this challenge together. We had a community challenge to hit 50k points to stream a challenge, and here we are. I then went to Twitter and put up a poll for Maverick, Death Taxes or Yorion Taxes and what to play in the challenge. And it was actually pretty close. I believe, let's quickly get this up. I believe Green, White and Yorion Taxes were the big ones. Yeah, Yorion Taxes coming in just above Green, White Depths, which is very cool to see. So yeah, huge thank you to everyone who was involved. A quick deck tech. This is a 80 card version of Death and Taxes. Death and Taxes being the deck that I got into Magic with, or at least got into Legacy with. You can see the deck is actually pretty consistent. A lot of 4-ofs. Some cards you don't usually see in stock lists. In this version, we're running Field of Ruin as an extra way to interact with lands. We're running a Giver of Runes, so just an extra 1-drop and piece of protection. Charming Prince is pretty interesting. I've always been a big fan of Charming Prince as kind of a one-of, so really nice to see that. Caldra has been enormous since its printing, I think in this deck especially, because you have Flickerist to flicker it, and also Yorion to flicker it, which is really nice. And then Solitude, which has been a pretty big printing as well for this deck, especially for the Yorion build, where you do want to be running more removal in the main deck, and Solitude is a really nice card, especially again with an ETB with Yorion. Just another way to do it. One thing you will see is how much combo hate there is on the board. We have 3 Deafening Silence, 2 Mindbreak Trap, a Containment Priest, a Council's Judgment, a Grafdia's Cage, a Peacekeeper, a Fairy Macabre, and Leyline. So really against some of the fair decks, all we're sideboarding in are probably like a Council's Judgment, Containment Priest, maybe Peacekeeper. Keeping it pretty light, which is kind of nice, just because the main deck has such a good way to grind. Also playing 18 basic lands, which is pretty nice if we just want to make our land drops, which is most likely what we're going to be doing. It's nice to be able to rely on such a consistent mana base. So yeah, this should be pretty fun. We played this list on stream maybe 2 weeks ago with XJ Cloud. And got a 5-0, which is nice. And then John took it to the challenge last weekend and won, which is very cool. So definitely have some results to hopefully be on par with, or at least close to. So yeah, hopefully do the deck justice, because it is looking pretty good. And luckily, we do have the minimum requirements for the challenge. So here we are for game 1. Nice. I'm just gonna make this the correct size. Nice. It did fire Panda. I was a little bit scared that it wouldn't. And this is a really nice hand to start off with. We have a turn 1 Vial, a turn 2 Thalia, we have protection in Giver, we have removal in Skyclave, and then Sword of Fire and Ice to make each of these a threat. So really nice. Decided you didn't want to play and would rather watch? Yeah, that's fair enough. Snow-covered Island pass. Okay. Doesn't give away too much, but at least here we have a really nice start with Vial. If the Vial doesn't make it here, my opponent goes down to 3 cards, which is pretty rough. And then I probably just want to be making my land drops from there. So getting stuck on 2 lands if this Vial doesn't resolve is probably where I can really get behind. Opponent maybe also a deck that's running Prismatic Ending and has a nice way to answer Vial there. Savannah, so it is going to be BANT. Interesting. Library's okay. We have an answer for that in Skyclave, which is pretty nice. Plains. Pretty happy here just to try to jam the Thalia. There is some merit to jamming the Stoneforge Mystic because next turn we can play Thalia with Karakas backup. But I think here I just want to be taxing my opponent as much as possible, especially with their mana. So if I can, you know, make them pay 2 for a Ponder, then I'm pretty happy with that. Hey, Shade of Hades. Hades. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Mr. Grey Fox, welcome. Hey, Twitch chat. Is the Twitch chat on screen quite small? I guess it doesn't really matter because you can see it anyway in the side, but I feel like maybe it's a little bit small. I did change the type of font I believe it uses. So maybe it's worth yeah, having a look at that between games. Opponent most likely with Prismatic Ending here, seeing how they're looking to cast this spell. I think they're trying to exile the Vial without paying too much for Thalia. And I believe you can still deal with the Vial just for white, maybe? Hey Miguel, welcome. Hey Bubbles, welcome. Aggressive, but accepted. I'm not too sure if Prismatic Ending works like this. Yeah, this is going to be fine. Let's... Exile target non-land permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of colors of mana spent to cast a spell. Okay, so you could actually just cast it for 1 mana. You could just cast it for white. You don't really have to care about X, because then on resolution it sees the 1 color and exiles the 1 CMC spell, so... Overpaying there, which is nice for us. Plains is pretty nice. I think he also want to Skyclave away the library. Ah, of course, with Thalia you have to pay the extra tax anyway. Yeah. Yeah, nice one. Nice one. Uro is going to be okay. We have the Karakas for it, which is really nice. No land. Wow, okay. That's pretty huge. I think here I like just holding up the Karakas, so playing Stoneforge Mystic. And getting Kaldra, which is a really hard to deal threat for them. This is probably as wide as I want to go. I believe most of these BANT decks are playing Engineered Explosives over something like Terminus, but probably in the board we have to look out for Terminus. And just a pass. Okay. Endurance is probably a card that's going to make things a little bit annoying. But here I'm probably pretty happy just attacking with Kaldra. I could attack with Thalia and get protection. If I wanted to be really aggressive, because then next turn if they have Swords to Plowshares, they probably just Swords to Thalia, which we can return with Karakas. If they have a Swords anyway, I think they can go after Giver first. I don't think there's any downside to attacking with Thalia here. Hey, Sibo. I've definitely seen mixes of both Terminus and EE. Ice Fang's okay. Second Ice Fang is more than fine. Luckily the token is both indestructible and has trample, so a block here doesn't really do anything, they still take 4 damage. I guess it does fill the bin a little bit. Maybe the play was to double block to then get Uro into play next turn. But I think you're in a pretty good one. Yeah, maybe it is 2 Terminus main and then like 1 side. Would love to draw into like a wasteland for the Savannah. Hey Coinman, welcome. Hey Mr. Grey. Sanctifier and Vec. Obviously quite niche in what it does. I played it in a league with Legacy Humans, and I kind of liked it. I did play 2. I played 1 main deck, 1 side, and I kind of just only really needed the 1 in the sideboard. So I do like it as a target, but I wasn't overly impressed. I think here we just go for Sword on the Germ, because they can't currently like Terminus into or Brainstorm into Terminus because the Thalia would cost an extra additional 1. So I think here we're pretty good in the clear. Yeah, because even if they tap out for Endurance, then we can give pro white. Here we get to hold up just pro white, or pro green, sorry. Pretty nice spot. So this is going to be just minimal changes. I do like the Council's Judgment. That's probably all I really want. I don't think there's anything else really needed. Graph Cage is interesting, mainly because of Uro, but I think overall we have a pretty good game against it, so I'm not going to sideboard there. I'm just going to go down on a Swords to Plowshares. I think just because the games go long, Solitude is just a little bit better than Sword, so I think just the 1 removal spell for 1 removal spell is more than fine. Because matchup in general seems pretty good. Yeah, I think if there was a bit more to it, like even something like Bug Hogak doesn't necessarily really care about it. This is an interesting hand. A little bit of do nothing, so I am going to mulligan it. It does have a turn 1 play in Mum, but that's really it. The Batterskull is kind of a dead draw. Scissors is kind of a 6. It has some nice mana, but other than that, I really want to have like a 1-drop, 2-drop, especially if it's a Vial. Okay. Well, the other consideration is that I lose this game if I just keep a 1-lander. Because my opponent now has multiple answers to the Vial. If not post-board, pre-board they have, you know, Prismatic Ending, they're on the play, so Teferi Bounce is definitely a pretty good option. And this sort of matchup I can definitely just lose by not drawing into lands. But going to 5 is also a pretty big cost, so I do want to think about this. Hey Steve Way, thank you very much. I hope you're well. The card is good against Red-Green Madness, correct, but a lot of the time it's going to be a lot slower than the things you want to hit out of Red-Green Madness. But if you can buy the time, it's pretty good. But then there's a case of like, is this better than like Rest in Peace? Yeah, chat says keep. I feel like this is a big like risk it for the biscuit kind of hand, and we do have a lot of lands to draw into. I am going to bottom the Solitude here and keep the Judgment. I think Judgment just hitting a bit more is good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a few lands here that we can go for, which is nice. I think a Port is probably what I want. They chose to not shuffle. Spirit. Okay. Hey Shades, I didn't know that odds was a command. That's very cool to see. Oh, okay. That's pretty good, I guess. Just playing it out. Maybe that's a good reason to keep the Solitude. Green, green, white. They're trying to play Teferi? I shipped the free cost spell because I don't want to go down an extra card by pitching something, and I feel like Council's Judgment allows me to play a few different cards, which is nice. Or at least hit like things like Sylvan Library or Teferi. Okay, there we go. I am just going to go with Thalia here. Just to be able to tax my opponent a little bit is nice. It also keeps off the Containment Priest for now. Another Uro, okay. I guess there's a world... We're not playing Rest in Peace. Wow, no land. Okay, well that's huge for us. Because now we probably just keep this at 2 and draw into a land here. I could also put it to 3, but I think holding up Spirit is so much better than anything else. So draw land, hold up Spirit. Close. Spirit probably just the better play here. Turning off card draw is pretty good, and they didn't have a removal spell last turn. Still keep this at 2. Jailer, okay. I don't want to attack here into an Endurance. I could have attacked last turn, but I do think my life total is a little bit more of a resource than my opponent's. The 2 damages is something that I'd rather keep off, because the Uros coming in are going to be pretty tough. Interesting, they deal with the Stoneforge Mystic. Now I'm probably pretty happy to turn the Vial up to 3, because having the Recruit is really nice. Close. We will play the second one. Definitely interesting. This game would have been different if we had the Solitude. Ending on the Spirit, cool. I guess they can now get Uro back. You're still casting the Uro, so the priest will not keep it in the yard, unfortunately. This one will stay at 3. This one will go up to 1. We'll draw a land, and I think here we just have to take out the. Nice. I think we have enough answers for the Uro, but it's tough. I think we have to just go for Containment Priest here. And then I could go for like Recruiter into Mother of Runes, which is pretty nice. Obviously, if they have something else, like another Containment Priest, most lists just run the 1. I might want to use Recruiter here, but obviously I can get more information by waiting. I feel like waiting is okay. Interesting, they hold back the Ice Fang. I'm not sure what they're worried about here, because all our flyers are going to trade with it, which is interesting. I think you actually want to just preserve my life total a little bit and put the Recruiter in front of the Uro. But I am just going to get a Mom. I guess we could also go for Solitude. That's actually pretty interesting. But I do have the Palace Jailer for that anyway. I think here we're just getting a Wisp. It's a tough one. There's a lot of options. So they have 5 cards in hand. Next turn we put Vial to 4 for Palace Jailer. And then maybe even just put Yorion into our hand if we don't draw the mana for Council's Judgment. So we kind of want to have a flyer or an answer for the Ice Fang in the air so they can't steal the Monarch. It might just be a Wisp. Could also be Prince. Charming Prince is pretty cool. No consideration for Stoneforge. I don't think I'm in a position to be the beatdown. I think I'm in a position to be the control player. Especially seeing my life total. But I also have to keep an eye on the clock as well. I think it is just going to be Mum. And then put in front. Because the 6 life really adds up. Hey Queen, thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Brainstorm's okay. Hey, thanks Finance. Another one. Rough. Did not expect the second one. Well, this is definitely going up. There's a world where I keep just this on 1. In case we draw a land, Council's Judgment into priest. So this one's definitely going up. And this one's just staying at 1 for now. Oh, Solitude's actually pretty good. Okay. I don't mind seeing if Recruiter resolves first. Maybe just a second Solitude. Or I could just go for another Recruiter. So Jailer takes out the Uro. We get the Mum. Kind of need an answer for the Ice Thing as well. Maybe I don't care about the Uro for now. Maybe I'll go for another Solitude. Okay. And then the plan is exile the Judgment. I think if they Solitude this, I'm pretty happy to Solitude again. I'm gonna Brainstorm, that's fine. This isn't blocking, so I might as well attack with it. I guess there is some resource to it because of Yorion. But if they trade here, then we're definitely going for Palace Jailer. Okay. I do lose a draw here, but I think that's better than giving them the option to attack with the Ice Fang and get in. They are going to attack with everything. They're also up to 7 cards. I think Thalia's just done her job so far. Library's gonna be okay. Oh, nearly tapping out? What's this gonna be? Jace is going to be fine. Ticking this one up to 5. And this one up to 2. Mum. Alright. Put Yorion into our hand. They could have up Ice Fang, but I think I'm okay with that. Because we can kill Jace here. And now we just want to go... One, two, three. That's it, I feel. Now they come back. I'll draw first. Nice. Skyclave the Endurance. And Jailer the Ice Fang. We're gonna brainstorm. I don't want to play too much into something like a Terminus, so I do want to have 2 cards left over at least. So I didn't want to go all in. I am going to get a... I guess I could get a Prelate here for 6, but I kind of just want to get a... Probably a Charming Prince. Yeah, Charming Prince is actually really good because it saves me from everything. So I get to Yorion everything away, which is kind of cool. I believe. Hey Ben, hope you're well. Yeah, so Charming Prince is actually quite nice here because it saves us from a Terminus by Charming Prince. Oh, no, it doesn't because Yorion, it's not like a flicker effect straight away, it comes back. Maybe that wasn't correct. I guess we'll see. Ending on this. I think in response, I'm just going to put in the Charming Prince and exile the Yorion. And see what they do. Okay. Cool. Verdict. Sure. Urza is pretty good, but we have the Solitude. We also have the Yorion coming back, which is nice. Oh, okay, then maybe I... Yeah, I can't stack this how I want it. I wonder if I want to... reset the Vial. I don't think I do. I kind of want the Solitude. And then if I draw Caracas, I also just have Yorion at instant speed. Flick Wisp is kind of cool. Play Jet, play Mum, hold up Solitude. They're gonna force that. Okay. We'll draw first. Okay, that's a land, which is kind of nice. I'm not going to play around like the third Containment Priest. I'm just going to Solitude as how I need to. So they attack. I definitely want to stop this so they can't get... the Monarch. And then we can just 6 here. Time is going to be really of the essence. Uru is going to be okay because you have the Wisp as well. See what Ponder does. Chose to not shuffle. Brainstorm. Just ordered the additional cards to upgrade D&T to Yorion D&T. Nice. Very cool to hear. Be ready to shuffle. Be ready to shuffle. All right, this is not ticking up, which is nice. We get to draw for turn. A plane's not the worst. I'm just going to try to flicker the Yorion here. Oh. Because then we get both shuffle effects. Oh, okay. No great attacks. So now this comes back. Oh, the next end step? Okay, rough. I guess that's still okay. I still get value off these, which is fine. A little bit awkward if they get the Monarch, but I think here, yeah, it's tough because even like one sort of bounce spell, and then they can just attack for 6. Definitely, yeah. Definitely a world where I should keep 2 creatures back just in case they have one removal spell that isn't Swords to Plowshares. I guess Swords actually does it because then they can just... We go to 9, then they attack for 9. So maybe it was greedy. I also have to block the Yorion here. Yeah. I'll block the Uro. Yeah, there's definitely no reason not to attack here. Yeah. Really awkward. Do they have Containment Priest? Oh, they're exiled. Okay, good. Does Teferi stop Urion's return ability? Ending the Jit's fine. No, cool. They still just come back. Oh, it's not casting. There we go. Alright, so we want to Flicker Wisp the Solitude here, I believe. And then Solitude the Ice Fang, so we can still get in and get an extra card. Alright. Skyclave. Probably want to Skyclave first to make sure that I know what I have to keep back. I should definitely have used the Field of Ruin there, because if this does click, then we get to maybe draw into Swords to Plowshares. But another Ice Fang's just going to do it. Kaldra's been really strong. I guess because we had the Solitude coming back, I didn't need to, yeah. The clock is definitely a consideration here for rushing things, but Skyclave on Sylvan Library makes a lot more sense, especially when there's a Solitude coming back. Yeah. It's kind of a waste. But yeah, Kaldra's been really nice. Obviously without Stoneforge Mystic it's a little bit worse, but... Take out the library. Solitude the Endurance. What win cons do they have left? I'm going to say Uro. Maybe some number of Endurance. Maybe like 1 or 2 more Endurance. Alright, so we'll definitely tick this one up. This is game 2. We got up in game 1. Okay, well, that's a start. Pretty happy to attack with both. Because at least if they have one Ice Fang, it's not the worst. Ice Fang and Endurance would be pretty bad. Or like Swords and... Okay. Go to 5, which is relevant. They get a 3/3 though. Oh, they're not going to block. Surely. I don't think I'm winning this game, but I can definitely take as much time as I need. Like, they definitely win over 8 turns. They have 9 cards left in the deck. Even 5 turns. I mean, give them 3 turns. I'm 6ing, so I'm not really using too much clock, which is nice. I will make them search. There's definitely some thought to like, especially with time considerations, to really just trying to keep them off creatures as much as possible. Also knowing about Containment Priest is definitely something that I want to take into consideration. Even just something like this. I could see a Wasteland going. Might just be an equipment piece. It might just be the Jide. Jide, it's gonna be sword. Would love to play first. We'll show Yorion. This hand's pretty good, we'll keep it. Turn 1 Mum, turn 2 Thalia or Spirit. Really nice. Opponent also 6ing, so we have a really playable hand, which is nice. One mana. EE for 1, okay. They're gonna try to force this perhaps? No, okay. Probably just want to attack with just these two here, or just the Thalia. And keep the Mum back so they have to spend 2 mana on it. Prelate's still pretty good. Probably hitting either 4 for Supreme Verdict or 6 for Terminus. They're the big ones. Interesting. Probably just going for Flicker Wisp here off Recruiter. They can EE here, take out the Mum, that's fine. Untap. You've played Commander EDH 60 card Modern. Pretty much Modern, but a little bit bigger. Uro is going to be okay. We have the Fairy Macabre for it, which is really nice. And they missed the land drop, wow. I don't mind Wisp just for another Recruiter. They can't force because they're tapped out, but they showed force, which is hilarious. You like Stoneforge Mystic? Yeah, maybe Stoneforge Mystic is good. We currently have 8 power, which is nice. But I think, yeah, maybe Stoneforge is okay. I guess we could also go for, yeah, okay. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. The aggro plane gets there. Really nice. I think in that second game, there's definitely some errors that I made. But time was definitely of the essence. Opponent did miss a few land drops there as well, which is nice. So that's pretty good. But I mean, sometimes the aggro plane just gets there, which is pretty cool. Nice. Definitely a nice matchup to win. Pretty reactive hand, and it is a double equipment hand. I think there's a better 6 here. Especially if we're not against a creature deck, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Okay. Pretty happy to keep this and probably just bottom 1 Mum. Have I played with Grist and Maverick yet? I have played with Grist and Maverick, but I haven't played it enough in a Grist Stoneforge Mystic build, which is where I think it should be. But I think it's powerful enough being a Green Sun's target that gets through a lot of hate and is also a Planeswalker on the field, that I think it's worth being in the deck, but it's not as good as I thought it would be. But it is kind of nice. And the big thing is... Oh, Moxime but off Island? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Well, I feel like we're just cracking this. I guess we could also try to crack it next turn. Next turn we could go Vile and Mum to make them have like 2 answers. Instead of just like play Vile, crack Standstill, they draw another Standstill. Doesn't really put us in a position to do anything. I'm going to play the Mum first. Nothing's good for us. They probably get a Pithy Needle off this Saga though. So that's going to be interesting because that does hit the Vial. So then I probably want to get Recruiter next turn for Skyclave Apparition. I mainly wanted the Mother to be bait there, so if they did have some sort of removal spell, then they'd hopefully go for. If they had a counter spell, I'd rather them go for the Mum than the Vial, but here we are. Okay. Port. I think here it's just going to be Recruiter into most likely Flicker Wisp. And then we can go and get Skyclave Apparition down the line. Trigger, I assume they make another construct here, but you never know. Okay. A little bit annoying to have to use. Map's pretty strong. They didn't play that main phase. Interesting. Could have got the extra damage in, but they didn't. That's pretty nice. I guess we do get a free attack here if we want. Can swords first. Hey, John. It did win the poll. It won by 4%. This is an interesting one. I kind of just want to get another Flicker Wisp here. Just to keep the chain going. We have the Solitude if it's really needed. But I assume 2 mana here will be for the map to get a Saga and just put it into play. Wisp Beats could just get there as well. They get an island, interesting. Maybe trying to go for like a return and then swords in response. Where can you get the Green Suns coffee mug? You can find a link on the greensunsina.com to merch. I don't think this works. Oh, it does! Haha, nice. There you go, there's a link. Nice. Okay, that's interesting. We get a free attack here. You're welcome, Matt. A huge thank you. Land here actually pretty good because it means that we get to port as well. But now I have the option of Yorion. I kind of like one more Wisp. Force that. Okay. Happy to give Pro here. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter actually. Yeah, it's a colorless source. That's all good. Foundry's annoying, but not the worst. Another Mox, okay. Pitch. Probably just taking this to be fair and then just hardcasting Solitude next turn. If I draw a land here, not a land, but close. Hey, Ice Cream. Welcome. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's more than fine. A Swords on the West. It's already done its job, so. Retrofit is going to be interesting, though. Retrofitter by itself can really take over this game. Need a Skyclave. Which we can get. I like getting Yorion here. So they currently have a servo, and with Retrofitter Foundry they can use 2 mana to sacrifice a servo. Or use 1 mana to sacrifice a servo, get a... So for 4 mana they can create a 4/4. Because they tap this for 1, make a Thopter, and then untap it for 3, and then turn that Thopter into a 4/4. So I don't really have great attacks here. So let's just go with Mum into Vial. I could have played the Vial and then used the Caracas to port as well, but I want to keep that for now. Hey Glacier6, welcome. Hope you're well. Hope everyone in chat's having a nice weekend. Saga off the top's really strong. Hey Glacier, who's thank you for the 2-month Prime sub. Very kind. Okay. That's not the worst. I will definitely take out, or at least try to, take out the Retrofitter Foundry here by getting a Skyclave Apparition. Hey Slasher! Is 2-2 a better or worse record than 2-4 for Breakers? That is an interesting one. I'm not too sure. I would say Jack is definitely someone to listen to. So 2-2, yeah. Oof. Okay. Well, definitely going after the Retrofitter Foundry first. I guess if they have one card and it's Force of Will, then it's pretty tough, but otherwise, this is looking okay. No Leaf and board? I know. That was a local choice. I will not do that online for a challenge, unfortunately. I'm probably just going to get a Charming Prince here and flicker the Solitude to take out a Construct. Still in a really nice position, I think, especially to grind this game out. Yeah, Yorion's really strong here. I do have to make sure that I don't just, like, die to something weird here. Like, I might have to make a chump block, especially with these big constructs. I guess Soul Guide Lantern, interesting, just to draw a card, perhaps. I wonder if Mum's actually the card that I just want to throw away here. They actually just attack like this. I'm probably happy just putting one Recruiter in front, to be fair. Just keeping the Mum for like other Swords to Plowshares. Cycle Tranquil Ticket, okay. That's gonna be fine. When we get so many triggers next turn, it's incredible. Yeah, Sky Noodle doing the rounds. I guess Force of Will's a pretty good draw for them. If they can counter the Sky Noodle. They're gonna Loam. Sure. Loam's definitely gonna make this game pretty long as well. Yeah, we're gonna go pretty wide here. I am gonna stick this up to 3. Planes, okay. No real free draws here. They have 2 cards left. I think we know one of them as well. I do want to play the second Krakus here as well because of the Wasteland. Probably pretty happy here just to get a Flicker Wisp. Alright, Solitude, a big construct. Skyclave, a big construct. Yeah, Recruiter for Flicker Wisp. Charming Prince, the Recruiter. It's a nightmare. Alright. Peacekeeper's pretty interesting here. I definitely want the Judgment as just another way to interact with Retrofitted Foundry. I think I can probably drop on like a Mother of Runes in this matchup. Can't Skyclave's construct? Ah, okay, I'll have to get a Mox Diamond then, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Whoa, apologies. Very true. Good pickup, chat. I probably don't mind Ferromacabre, just in case. We did see Uro, and I don't mind Ferromacabre. Yeah, I mean, they definitely had another long game as well, but I think our ETB is just, like... I can definitely see why they're screwed, but it is really funny when, like, they're also just playing a really strong game, but it doesn't match the noodle. I don't mind Prelate here, especially seeing Loam. No Canopy lands in this deck. I'm going to assume it's because we want to just not lose life in the early game, and... yeah, maybe John can, John did build this deck, so maybe John can say why he doesn't play like a Canopy over like a second field. Or maybe one of the 18 planes. Yeah, I think it's because you just want to make sure you can hit your land drops. And like, in this deck, I'm so happy to hit like 5 planes in a row. Just feels really nice. I think it might just be a mum. Probably going to see some amount of Prismatic Ending though. And they are playing a Standstill deck, so... probably am okay. Maybe Jailer? Maybe they can just go a little bit too wide, especially with Retrofitted Foundry, that I don't want Jailer. We'll see how game 2 goes. And if it does become a game where I want the Jailer, then we can bring it back in. I don't mind this hand. It's got a nice kind of draw to it. And the Scry 2 here with the lands already in play is going to be pretty nice. So hitting, you know, 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drops is really nice. And once we get these in play, we can start thinking about what we're going to recruit it for. Please don't be Standstill again. Okay, just a map. Still pretty good. Oh, Vial. Okay, well that is happening. Nothing. Okay, holding up map. Krakus. There's a world where I just don't even bother about playing Charming Prince here. And just if I draw a land, I draw a land. But at least like, if it's either a Plains or a Port or a Wasteland, I'm fine to see. And I kind of want to use the Charming Prince on the Recruiter anyway. So I think keeping the Charming Prince is fine. I should have definitely used the Vial here, because they just get Needle. Sorry, I was looking at chat. Oh no. Sorry. No. I'll get another Mox Diamond. Okay. Interesting. Ending. Pretty aggressive start from them. Yeah, this is a really, like, I mean, with Heliod as well, this is a really aggressive start from them. That I'll have to go for, like, Recruiter into Wisp here. Skyclave doesn't do it. Non-token. Where's Powder Keg when you need it? It could be Solitude just to save some time as well. I think it is going to be Wisp. Charming Prince and Wisp also kind of get there, which is nice, but I'm going to probably have to chump here. Do I have to chump? I think I can actually just take it, perhaps. They're probably wondering if they want to put Saga on top here. Saga is a pretty good draw, so I could see why they want to put it on top. Okay. I don't want to lose the Recruiter just yet, so I'm actually just going to take this. Okay, that just happens. There's no real reason to play a Caracas here. Could attack for one, but I'm not too sure how I want to block, depending on what they do next turn. They're going to cycle Tranquil, sure. Thanks, John. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like I should have manipulated my draws a little bit differently. I think it's Recruiter here. Mum isn't doing much here, but it also could just be keeping something like a Swords off the table, but if next time my turn is like Charming Prince Wisp to hit a construct, I think the Recruiter just plays a little bit more of a role. Unfortunately. It's not a good spot either way. Yes! Yes! I have never been so happy to see a Wasteland. Stoneforge. Okay. Still a tough one. I mean, Saga here has just been insane. Really, really nice. Which is exactly why it sees play, but I think it's also just at the level of Legacy power. I don't think it's like overpowered. I think it's like a really nice addition to Legacy. So it's very cool to seeing it doing so well, especially in a deck like this where the opponent's obviously taking some time to consider like how to build the deck, which is cool. Yeah, I think a lot of decks have a lot of good outs to it. Oh, with Retrofitter as well. Yikes. Guess we do have the Skyclave for it, but gonna need like a Solitude here or a Swords to Plowshares or something pretty good. Spirit, not good enough. Maybe the play was like even Stoneforge, get Jide going. Yeah, because like now we got a double block anyway. Ah, okay. Big yikes. Really just trying to squeeze out anything more that we can see from our opponent. I don't think I want to change anything here though. Peacekeeper is actually pretty interesting. It's just like a way to keep things at bay, which might not be the greatest, but we're going to try it out. I'm going to take out the Prelate. Prelate's interesting. One turns off cards that we've seen in like Swords to Plowshares, which also turns off our own swords. Turns off Retrofitter, which is pretty big. We saw Loam. Not too sure what else we saw. Mums as well have just been really rough. I'm pretty happy with this. I guess we also had Yorion to go and grab at some point. I'm not keeping a one-lander. That's a way to lose the game. This also isn't great. Hey, Elio. Thanks for the sub. 5 months is really cool. A huge thank you. John. Need a hand here. I think there's a better 5. Yeah, I think there is a better 5. This is probably it. Yeah, bottom 2 planes. Turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Port. Hope that's good enough. Mullen Cry. Mullen Cry is a pretty good effort as well. Opponent goes to 6. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Kind of makes me just want to play Thalia here, and then go for Stoneforge next turn. If I can bait like a removal spell on this and then try to race with Kaldra, I'd be pretty happy. Yeah, I don't want to show the Wasteland just yet. They're going to try to do something. Mox. Okay, that's fine. Field of the Dead. I like this deck. Spirit, okay. Probably don't mind playing Spirit here. I could also try to hold them off the land. What am I really wanting to do here? I think I'd rather play the Spirit here. You're just like porting. Maybe I can port them. They can just put it into Retrofit a Foundry, but that's probably okay with us, to be fair. Might catch a Brainstorm, that's very true. Saga, I guess we can Wasteland in response to this. So they can't tap it for mana. Nice. Are we doing it? Galdra. Come on now. Oh my gosh, yes. We're going to keep this at 2. Always. Oh, they're just gonna make a... That's fine. This is fine. Are they gonna try to block? Oh, they block here. Okay. Interesting. Come on, Brainstorm. You know you want to Brainstorm. You just know it. Loam's gonna be okay. Loam's still a little slow. I mean, we put in Spirit, we swing for 8, 9, 10, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 next turn. Wow. I'm gonna put this to 3. I think there's a lot of good 3-drops to draw into. Mom's not the worst. Upkeep, we can tap down the Saga, which is nice. Just 6. And pray. Ha! Quiet yelling. Quiet yelling. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Hey Alex. Thanks for the follow. Nice. Very cool. It was a really nice 5, to be fair. Turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Thalia with Port, Wasteland, then Stoneforge Mystic. Kaldra MVP. Kaldra MVP. I imagine this game we had got Batterskull. So different. So different. Yeah, Kaldra just so nice there. Oh, that's fair. I usually don't delay the stream too much. Just from like a stream perspective, because I think if I am going to stream, then it's really up to just make sure it's the best user experience. Interesting hand. Double Krakus is a little bit rough, but it's got a lot of value to it. All our creatures replace themselves, which is really nice, but yeah, I don't think it does enough. It's a very fair hand. Really want to try to get maybe like a Thalia or a Mum or a Vial to have some sort of control over the game. This is pretty good. I think here I'm happy to bottom the second Vial, although keeping one is pretty nice, especially against like a Prismatic Vista deck or a Force deck. I'm going to keep and bottom a Vial. I think if one Vial sticks, it's really nice, so... Tomb Pass. Tomb Pass kind of makes me just want a Wasteland here. I'm pretty happy to reset the game. Okay, maybe like mono blue. Almost printed Krakus into Modern. Interesting. Was that like a consideration for Modern Horizons 2? It was cut? Okay. Prelate. A little bit rough, but I still feel okay with that turn one Wasteland. Traders. 4 mana. Narset. Sure. What do they find? Lotus Petal. Chromox. Please don't have another Echo. That'd be rough. Days I'm doing pretty much the same. Well, we keep the prelate, which is nice. Okay. Pretty happy to attack the Narset here, just so that if they want to trade it for a card. I'm going to assume they have another effect in hand, but... Mum probably not doing much this game anyway. I don't think this deck would play some sort of main deck removal. Spirit would have been really nice. Urza's good, but we do have the Skyclave in hand that hopefully gets there. But I'm going to assume they wheeled into another effect. But you never know. You never know. By 16, I am giving away that I don't have a 2-drop in hand. But I think that's okay. Oh, they're playing City. Echo. Chalice for 0? Interesting. Another Days. Rough. I think there's nothing we can really do here. We can board though, which is going to be interesting. I don't feel like we need the protection. I definitely want the Deafening Silences. I'm not sure on the ley lines. The Chalice does not counter the Solitude, because the CMC of the card is always 5. I'm not sure about traps. Traps are definitely interesting. They're probably in like a maybe pile. There's a world where Jailer's just a little bit too slow, and I can rely on like Swords and Solitude. Cage is pretty interesting. Cage does stop Emery, I believe, because I believe Emery is cast. Judgment's also interesting. I think Urza's 5 exiles, not play it from the library. So you exile the top card and then you play it. But I'm not sure on the wording there, but I believe they play it from exile, not from the library. I don't mind this sort of trade. I'm not sure on the full Stoneforge package if I want to like drop the Jide for like 1 cage. Cage really all the stuff /back Echo, yeah. I think I just like it because it is a turn 1 play against an Echo line. I'm just going to see how this goes. It's not a turn 1. It is a turn 2 Thalia with a turn 1 sword. And then potentially a prelate, but prelate is pretty slow. I think this is a matchup where I just have to kind of mulligan pretty aggressively for Deafening Silence, but this is an interesting hand. Not having the second white source is a little bit rough. It's definitely not a guarantee by turn 3. I think his hand is too passive. Yeah. I think we could have a better hand. And this is it. This is definitely it. I'm going to bottom the second planes. And start off with silence. If they play a non-basic here and we draw a land, I'm pretty happy to go like Vile and Wasteland. But like, if they go like Ancient Tomb Lotus Petal and then pass with like Hull Breacher up, that can make things a little bit rough. Play the Chrome Mox, sure. Intuition. That comes in tapped. Okay. That's fine. Oh, trap. Okay. Wonder if trap makes me happy just to go for Stoneforge here. Have a good thing. So I can't play both Cage and Vile. Can play Cage, but I kind of want to just keep my mana. I do like Kaldra, but it means that it takes up both my turns unless I draw into a land. But I don't mind that thing that I have the Mindbreak Trap just as backup. I think getting pressure down is pretty strong. Oh, okay. Interesting play. They might have just had a hand that wasn't great in Deafening Silence and wanted to get a new 7. They're thinking maybe about forcing this. They are going to force it. I'm going to take them off this city and then attack. Okay, that's the spell for the turn. Now, this is pretty good. Solitude is fantastic. I think here we just cast Solitude. Oh, we cast Thalia first and then Solitude away the Prelate. Prelate for 3 is interesting because it hits both Days Undoing and Narset, but they've already used those as well. So there's less of them. I think it's just going to be Thalia and then Solitude the Urza. Also have the Yorion we can put into our hand next turn. I definitely don't want to forget about that. Oh, the Urza's pretty strong. Mm-hmm. Haha, okay. I don't mind attacking here. I don't have to chump just yet, which is nice. It's tough because although we had the Deafening Silence and the Mindbreak Trap, they've just got the other half of the deck that's really strong because it doesn't really care about this side. But at least there's some interaction, which is nice. Khan, yikes. I don't think we have any outs. I mean, like, maybe Flicker Wisp? Okay. That means we can go and get Batterskull. I probably have to attack the Khan here, or else they untap and just cast. Yeah, I think I do have to attack here. Because I'd hate for them to get a Microsyncytius. And if we attack the Khan definitely dies, unless they like double block. I don't think they would. We then have Stoneforge Mystic up and Batterskull as blockers. Really feel like we're on a tightrope here. I guess opponent could hit us for 1, put us to 4, and then attack with both constructs. No, because then they lose the Walking Ballista, so the constructs become 4/4s. So we don't have to block. We can keep 1. We can like not double block. We can let 1 construct through to go to 1. I'm just thinking of a situation where they put us in a position where we have to just like chump block with the Batterskull on a 5/5. But I think worst case is we just put both Stoneforge Mystics in front of these two and then activate and put in Batterskull to then attack during our turn with. So I think that's okay. Opponent having a good think. Interesting. They are going to double block. Wow. I can't equip the Batterskull, unfortunately, because of Khan. They get Bridge. Okay. Bridge is pretty good. I guess we could draw like Flickwisp here, Ensnaring, like, there's definitely a few things we can draw here. Wasteland is probably better for us. Let's get that Yorion. And then probably take our opponent off the Ancient Tomb. One, just to be like, maybe they have to use Lotus Petal. There is a world maybe where the Wasteland's better for us. 3, 4. I'd rather take them off like a big Ballista. But yeah, the Khan's going to be tough. Yeah, Wasteland does mean we can recruit her into either piece, which is pretty nice. We can't equip, yeah, but we can get some stuff out of the deck. think we get one more draw. Definitely a tough one. Yeah, Flickerwisp, Judgment, Skyclave, or Recruiter also does it. So there's a few good draw. A few good draws, sorry. We can hope. We can hope. Yeah, Recruiter's a nice draw as well. They have one card left. Oh, they're gonna... Interesting. Torpor Orb. Yikes. Okay, we have Council's Judgment as an out, I guess. Spirit. One in 60, yeah. Yeah, I think they got us as well. Maybe they just have like another Khan. Yeah, can't beat that. Yeah, I assume the Khan was in their hand, so they're trying to see how they get there. I guess we could draw the Council's Judgment, but it's going to be a pretty good one. Ugh. Yeah. Tough. The creatures can't attack, that's correct. We are not. We definitely lost game one. Just a little bit too fast in game one. Definitely a tough one. We had a good game against the like the combo half of the deck, but double Urza and a double Calm was just what we weren't really going to be facing too much. What is this deck called? I believe it's just called like Urza Khan Echoes is what it's usually called. If you want to look for it up top. Yeah, it's a cool deck. It is tough for some fair decks because you don't have a way to kind of pivot your strategy if you do have a way to fight like the multiple spell turns that Deafening Silence and Grafdigger's Cage sometimes help against. But if they go on like a Khan sort of start or an Urza start, then you really want to have your Swords to Plowshares or maybe like Skyclave Apparitions. Yeah, mono blue prisonish vibes. Especially with cards like Hull Breacher. Especially if you can hold them up turn 1 with like a Chrome Mox or a Lotus Petal and a Soul Land, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty viable, which is nice. And like any deck that hates out on Brainstorm's gonna do pretty well. Hey Tom. It is currently 11:24 PM. The jig gets there. Hardcast Echo, perhaps? Yeah. We don't have an out, but I just want to see what my opponent has in the deck. So I haven't played against blue, mono blue too much. I guess I just win through attacks with Sky this. Yeah. This is game 2. We've definitely lost. We literally can't do anything. I can only assume they... Can they attack with this twice? They can crew it and then get in? Or am I missing something? Oh, the bridge? No, the bridge doesn't matter because they have 7 cards in hand. They can echo again, okay. Guess they could run out of cards. Interesting. Yeah. We don't have an out, unfortunately. Definitely gonna mulligan this. Ugh. Well, I think I'm just going to keep this and hope it's a creature deck. I really don't want to go down too far. Hey, HG Butt, welcome. Yeah, sadly a school. Things happened. Ponder. Definitely not the hand I want for this matchup, most likely. But we'll see what happens. Was it Breach from Sydney? I don't believe so. I believe it was... yeah, it was linked to people in hotel quarantine and also a student from a school in Brisbane, which is a little bit unfortunate. At least we're making land drops, which is nice. But really not the start that we want against a blue-white deck. Ah, Orange Shield, nice. That's a really good feeling. That's like a feel good stifle, which doesn't happen too often. You're from Germany, playing Legacy and Foremost TNT. Very cool, nice. What's the German scene like right now with paper Magic? Is your local scene getting back into paper, or still a little bit down with the virus? No shuffle. Thanks, Orange. Same to you. Opponent probably just wondering like what is happening because this is not how a deck with basic planes usually plays out. But at least we get to hardcast the Solitude next turn. Mono control, yeah, the old planes pass, planes pass, planes pass, planes pass control. Yorion Taxes has been pretty strong. Jace here probably going to take over the game. Skyclave Apparition would be a really nice draw. And perhaps there's a world where I can squeeze in this Solitude next turn instead of playing the Wasteland. Okay, Recruit is interesting. I'm just going to hold up Solitude here. Maybe not. Yeah. I kind of want to maybe get some sort of counter magic out of my opponent's hand before anything else. I wonder if they are playing a third color or not. So far we've only seen blue-white. So I guess at least game one we can try to see if our opponent has a third color or not. I wonder if there's like hardcast. I'd love to see a hardcast force here. Okay, they are playing the forest. Interesting. That's fine. I'm just going to try to get the Skyclave down this turn. A little bit rough with another force, but I think that's okay. Just really tough to kind of give my opponent 4 turns with us really not doing anything. But clock management is definitely a thing. So I really want to find an answer to the Jace. Hardcast Shark Typhoon. Righto. Okay. Hey, Disgruntled Elk, very cool to hear. PP Control, haha, hey Fox. I do have to play our Green Sun Zenith League as well. That definitely is still in here. But yeah, sadly a bit of a free win. I'm gonna Wasteland here. Just to take them off Hardcast Force. Do I have a Discord? I do not. I don't have too much to put in it. I mean, I stream, and then there's a really good active Maverick Discord, and D&T Discord and D&T Facebook group. So I'm never too sure, yeah, what it really would achieve. But yeah. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Didn't expect that. That might just mean they have a second Jace. No Swords to Plowshares. I feel like they would have Swords maybe on this Stoneforge there. Or maybe just like Jace Bounce. It's also pretty good. No. Okay. Just gonna swords this now. This does mean I can swords the 2/1. I think I might just do this just to buy some time. Hit the shark and then attack the Jace, so that if they want to chump block, they can. They can't force it because the Thalia is already in play, which is nice. They are just going to chump. Okay. No. You're torn trying to watch this channel and Formula 1 qualifying at the same time and there's a challenge. Well, I hope you enjoy it. There's a consideration going to 5, just because although we're keeping in an additional card, it's a case of, is that card really going to line up well? And obviously in this position, the 2 swords and 2 skyclaves, or the 2 solitudes is not what you want against a BANT control deck. So maybe the mulligan was just correct, but obviously a little bit easier in hindsight. Yuck, Caracas is strong. Caracas there actually just makes me want to return my own Thalia to untap and hopefully draw a land to play Kaldra. I think that's just the play. I guess we can field this. Probably shouldn't have played the mum then. Yeah, stupid. No great attacks either. Yeah. Tough. I can't concede, but time's definitely relevant for this matchup, so the more they want to take, the better for us. Yeah. I really just hope they were on Delver or something. But yeah, not great to just kind of free win the game one. Really, a really good game to get off BANT Control. Not too much boarding. I do like the Judgment. I do like the Fairy Macabre. And I like just trimming on like probably a Palace Jailer and like a Wasteland. I think keeping all the creatures is fine and the removal's still okay. Especially just to make sure we have answers, because if I can keep them off everything but Jace, then I'm pretty happy. I just think Jailers are just a little bit too risky, especially with cards like Endurance in the deck, Ice Fang, which I assume is in there. Yeah, I definitely don't like using the clock as like a way to win, but it's definitely something that both players have to consider and use appropriately. So something to consider at least. I actually don't mind the Wastelander dropping a Caracas. This is a matchup where I want to make all my land drops, but I probably rather like the opportunity to wasteland my opponent off a dual land than have Caracas open for like a Thalia. 3 is still a pretty fine number, and the double Caracas hands can be pretty tough. Alright, from the play, show Yorion. A 1-lander with 3 equipment is definitely not where I want to be. Not a great hand either, but I will keep it in bottom a Wisp. Yeah, this hand definitely has some pretty good aggressive points to it. There's that second Caracas. I like just getting Caldra here. Yeah, really applies the pressure. And we have the second Stoneforge in case things don't go right. We also have Flickerwest to reset the Caldra if needed. Prismatic Ending, that's going to be okay. Wasteland will be sweet here. It's going to be a Plains, which is still okay. Probably just going to get sort of Fire and Ice here, because it makes all my creatures threats, and it's also quite cheap, so I can cast it, which is nice. Okay, this is pretty strong for us. Let's hope the Ponder shuffles. Chose to not shuffle. Rough. I don't mind just Flick Wisp a land here so we can port in their turn. Keep them off green. And the next time we can hardcast the sword and attack, possibly. Just keep applying a good amount of pressure. At least if this gets forced, we can then hopefully get Spirit into play this turn as well. Yorion's also, yeah, something not to forget about, which is pretty good. Wow. Tough. It's Ponder found swords and Terminus. Pretty brutal. No shove. All right. Probably don't mind playing Caracas here just to tap them down a little bit. Then I do lose the extra mana if I need it for Kaldra. 3, 4, 5, 6. Tough one. I think I'd rather just have the mana in hand than tap them off a card. It's tough, but... Yep. Interesting. Probably don't mind putting Yorion into my hand, but I also don't mind just holding up Caracas and porting. Possibly Endurance. That's pretty nice. That gets rid of the Euro. Probably still happy to attack into an Endurance because we have the Caracas. We can also kill it, which is nice. Because we can deal 2 damage, and then we can deal 2 with the sword as well. And unless they block the sworded creature. Yeah, okay. Sure. I could also play out Flickerwisp here to have another creature, which I don't mind, and then I can flicker the Caracas. I think that's okay. Opponent only has one card in hand. Surely it's not a swords. All right. Probably just want to hit the Uro now. Uro and Terminus in case of like a Mystic Sanctuary. Or they have multiple sorts of plowshares, but hopefully this is okay. I draw one card. Brainstorm's pretty good. Sadly, I think I don't attack here. Just hope that the Brainstorm wasn't like Prismatic Ending and something else. Rough. Just really needed an early game and didn't really have it. Might as well block here, because we're going to be trading with a 1-1 anyway. And if they have like a swords, then... Okay. Rough. Please don't. This is really tough, because like, I guess we can get rid of the Shark Typhoon. And then try to draw into a removal spell for the shark. But really tough. Rough. Not much we can do there. We can't play Geoguessr, but days? It's a little bit awkward. So I kind of I don't mind just playing a planes and passing here. Because I kind of want to play around days in that regard. And I think we have time. See what they reveal. Bolt. Okay. That's fine. Crack is just kind of acting like a Mazabith here, which is pretty good for us. If we draw a land, I'm just going to hardcast Prelate and say 1. Yeah. Really strong. I mean, they haven't cast a Pondy yet, a Daze. It's pretty good for us. Prelate also just especially strong because it allows them not to put cards into the bin just by like casting them into like a chalice. Hey, Goblin. I know some lists have dropped down on Delver, which is really interesting. Pretty happy to get Mum online here. And then just pass. I could play the Flicker Wisp and Flicker the Chalice, but I'm in no position to race or to rush this. Well, now I am. Lands here would be great, because then I can get to a situation where I can play Batterskull. Probably pretty happy here just to Recruiter, but Wisp is also tempting. I can probably even just give Pro here to the Prelate and attack. Because I'm not too scared of like Bolt or anything, or Unholy Heat because of Prelate, but then if they have like Wasteland into Dash, that's an issue. I actually don't mind Recruiter into Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah. I think because I have both Recruiter and Caracas as an answer for Ragavan, I'm happy to give Pro here an attack, just to get our life totals a little bit more on par. Because it is going to come down to a pretty big race. Worst case, we have Solitude, our own creature, to gain some life, which is pretty cool. Oh, Petty Theft. Probably should have thought about that. Oof. Gonna go for Kaldra. And then no great attacks. I want to keep the Recruiter back for Ragavan. Yeah, no counter magic's pretty huge. We are just taking this. Murktide. Okay. We do have the Solitude for that, which is nice. There's also a world where we just flicker it. You like flicker? Yeah. Does this mean that I just want to go for Kaldra attack? Or possibly try to get Batterskull in play? Batterskull does let us race. Yeah, I think it's going to be Batterskull. Also hold up Solitude, which is nice. I believe we just trade the Flickwisp here. Flickwisp is nice in case they have another true name. It's probably the big reason to keep it. I could like Solitude the Murktide here, pitching the Skyclave. But that's also just 2-for-1ing myself when I can just 1-for-1 here. I don't mind this. Could also potentially hardcast it, that's correct. Yeah, they didn't think about the life gain, and I assume they just didn't have an out to it. Maybe just a little bit too aggressive there with the mum, and I probably should have respected Brazen Borrower a little bit more than I did. But not too unhappy. Hey Comrade Spicy, you are more than welcome. Hope you're enjoying it. Really just the Council's Judgment here. Peacekeeper's pretty interesting, but it's definitely very interesting if we're the control player, and I think in this matchup they are the beatdown, because if the game goes long, we're definitely getting there with Yorion. Hey Frankie, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. Also, Crab Cake, welcome. Kays, hope you're well. And Council, thanks for hosting. Really nice. Too kind. I don't think we want Deafening Silence. Deafening Silence is more for the combo decks. But I think I might just have Peacekeeper in the deck as an out. I'm going to trade out the Palace Jailer just because of cards like True Name. They can obviously steal the Monarch pretty easily. What do I want to give? I think Peacekeeper's actually got a little bit more expensive than usual. I'm not sure if it's on the reserve list, but it's obviously just a card that they haven't printed for a long time. $46, $49, there we go. $50, yeah, pretty funny. I'm just gonna go down on a Field of Ruin in this match. I think that's okay. It's reserve list? Okay, there we go. In Germany, about 30 euros. That's really nice. I feel like the Magic card market is just a little bit more ahead than others. This hand isn't too bad. It has some really nice cards. I just wish it had one more land, but you know, overall, turn 1 we have Giver or Swords, turn 2 Stoneforge, and then 2 really good Haymakers. And I'm pretty happy to use the Swords to Plowshares before I play Prelate, because Prelate's definitely coming down on 1, so I am going to keep this. Ragavan hand, okay. This kind of makes me just want to bolt Swords straight away. They can't Daze right now, which is fantastic. I guess I could do it in upkeep to play around Force of Negation, but I assume they take out those, so there's probably no reason. I guess the only reason not to Swords here and to do it in combat is to play around Dash Ragavan, a second copy. But that does open me up to more counter magic. I could also play the Giver, but that means if they hit, if they like Swords the Giver, it's pretty rough. As well, if they Swords the Giver, then that's 1 less removal spell for the Stoneforge Mystic, which is kind of nice. There's also the option that playing the Giver gives us the 1 draw into Karakas that we might need to then just enter the Ragavan through Karakas. A few things going on. I'm going to build up my board. I'm going to say have the bolt. And if not, that's fair. Sure. Getting in a Braid on the Giver isn't too bad. I hope that it's hit a land here. It'd be pretty good for us. Plains, that's fine. Solitude, okay. Hey MF, a huge thank you for the Prime sub. Too kind. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. Still pretty happy just to go with Stoneforge here. Days, sure. Now I'm tempted to Solitude this, but I'm gonna let them hit once more. Land? Plains, nice. Chose to not shuffle. Well, that's not good. Started out with Ninjas, but played Green White Depths. Very nice. After watching your content. Very cool. That's awesome. Brainstorm's okay. Hey Comrade Spicy, thanks for the follow. Huge thank you. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. Oh, okay, so they're Brainstorm locked, which is really nice. So hopefully we can draw a land here. We don't. That's fine. We do get to tap them off blue here, which is nice. Chose to not shuffle. Alright, that's a play. Just gonna go for Caldra. A little bit greedy to say the least, but what are you gonna do? I will draw first, because if I draw a land here for Flicker Wisp, that's pretty nice. No. Probably just want to get rid of the Wisp here because the Recruiter can get a Wisp. Want to keep the other Solitude. Down to 0 cards. Okay. I am gonna hit this. Probably Prelate, but it's a tough one. Yeah, I think it is Prelate. I think the other cards just get us back in the game too much. Nice, that's a good start. Let's go and get Wisp. Haha, hey Jay. I do, I'll tell you after this on a private call. Okay. Probably don't mind just playing out Flicker Wisp here, just to get something going. They have days. I guess I could have also just put Yorion into my hand. Maybe that's correct. That's fine. We have the Skyclave for this, which is nice. Hey Xao, welcome. It is 12:56 AM, so yeah, I guess it is a little bit of both. I'm okay to go for Stoneforge here, I think. Give them one turn to try to find an answer, or else Caldra just takes over. They find a Wasteland, that's fine. Oof. Oof. Nice. Very cool. All right. Well, we get back on the scoreboard, which is nice. Less than 0 cards in the deck. So hopefully the pile isn't great. Well, that's pretty much how it happens sometimes. Yeah, Doomsday is definitely tough for FedEx. A lot of the matchup, a lot of the like combo hate that Death and Taxes or Maverick has for cards like decks like Ant or Storm just don't really line up, which is tough. But yeah, Jack's a good friend, a player from Melbourne. Melbourne's got a really good Eternal scene, which is awesome. I don't believe I've seen him play Doomsday in paper, but really good D&T player. Plays a lot of Miracles as well. Rug Dolver. All-round legacy aficionado. I think like maybe probably either Thalia or Spirit of the Labyrinth's probably the best draw here, just to put some pressure on. I also don't mind just double Solitude. The tough thing is, like, say, Deafening Silence is a card that's usually quite good against combo, but against Doomsday they can just take their time. Maybe Wasteland here is okay. Caracas. And they have no cards left. Yeah. That's just going to be it. Tough. Happy to take out the 4 swords. Jailer. Shit. Silencers, okay. Traps, perhaps. And... might just be a swords. Like, it's a tough one. It's not really a card I want. Maybe it is just a swords in case of like a Baleful Strix or something that I just want to get through with my creatures. Turn 2 Spirit isn't the worst, but otherwise it doesn't really have much, but we can't really, like, there's nothing to really mulligan to other than Spirit, so we can try. Yeah, Jack does play a ton online. I don't think there's anything we can do here. Maybe mulligan to Deafening Silence, but then it's still not great. Can update our score. I don't think there's anything we can do. I'm sure Jack will do the pile correctly. And I think with the Lions on, we might call it here, and I might go watch the game, because I would love to watch the game. And it's obviously something that I can't show on stream, so... I think, yeah, I think 3-3 definitely keeps us out of it, so... That's pretty good. So... yeah, overall, I love the deck. It's going to do... It's obviously a pretty fantastic list. John has done really well with it, winning the challenge last week. But, yeah, sadly couldn't do it as much justice. But I think the deck's got a lot of game to it. I'll definitely be back to it as well, which is cool. So, yeah, a huge thank you to you guys for hanging out. And for the new followers, the new subs. I'll probably be back tomorrow night, just with a pretty chill stream, but... Yeah, there were some nice games in there, which is nice. Definitely some good plays, which is cool. You guys are welcome. I'm going to see who else is streaming. And send you over there. Kai might actually still be streaming, which is cool. And is on Doomsday. Nice. Kai also does some pretty good ones. A pretty cool... alters in between games, which is cool, so you guys should enjoy that. A huge thank you once again. We'll see you next time. Cheers.